We were just sitting down for a chat.
Let's sit down and have a chat and not bother going live. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. So, how are you? You said it's hot there.
I am good. I am good. Yeah, it is a pretty warm day here, and I'm not good in the heat, but you know, I'm coping. I'm coping.
Oh, you're coping. Good, good, good. And it's just gone spring here, so I was just saying in Australia, it's a little bit odd, at least from what I'm used to in Canada, that they count it like September 1st is spring, whereas in Canada, we always went with the equinox. So when the equinox rolled around, that was the change of seasons or the solstice. So
Yeah.
it's this weird thing where if I were in Canada, I would still call this summer, but it's spring. And
Sure.
actually, I've done some deep research on it. And actually, if you go back to like the kind of the first Australians, which would be our First Nations people, they had 6 seasons, which makes sense.
Mhm.
So this is
Oh,
early spring,
oh.
and so there's early spring, and then we go into deep spring, and then there's early summer, and oh, hello, Self Pub with Andy. Hello.
Hey, Panda. He did say he'd come and say hi. It's really, really early
That's
for him, though.
lovely.
He is actually in Canada.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't,
Canada.
yeah, if you haven't checked out Andy's channel, make sure that you do. He has just started his fiction writing journey. He was writing non-fiction before. He's going to be writing a thriller, hopefully. So he's doing loads of research for that and sharing it with his audience. And it's very, very cool.
Very cool. We'll have to chat, Andy, because I have my first novel, which no one will ever read, was a thriller, and I haven't touched the genre since. And I'm going to for NaNoWriMo. So I'm going to attempt to write, and I already have my sensitivity reader set up for that one, which is a police officer. So, and it's going to be, because it's me, it's going to be a thriller comedy, but I'm going to have a show. You threw a book at the like button. Aw, thanks, Andy. I appreciate that. How about you?
So will you never
Emma?
go back to your first book, then?
Sorry, what?
Will you never go back to your first book? Will you never go back to your first book and revise it and maybe, improve?
When ChatGPT came around, I thought, I wonder how this would work. And one of the things I tried, and I tried it on a video, I think, was I put in the idea for the novel, like, and all the like information that I had about the story and the characters, and I'm like, can you write me an outline, like based on the thriller genre? For this, I don't even know, because it was before ChatGPT kept all your chats in nice little neat thing. It's probably somewhere in there, because I didn't save it or anything. I just tried it out, and that was actually kind of interesting. This one won't be that. So it was not just a thriller; it was a fantasy thriller. And I think it'll be a while before I go back to the fantasy genre, because I'm having fun in playing in the real world. So,
Sure.
not that I don't love fantasy. I love fantasy, but I'm really having fun in the real world at the minute. So I'm not sure how long it'll be before I go back.
Yeah. I love reading fantasy, but the idea of writing it's huge. It's massive. You're creating an entire world from nothing and having to think about so much. Yeah. Oh, Emmy's here.
That doesn't overwhelm me. That doesn't overwhelm me. I enjoy that world building aspect. What I'm enjoying is actually limiting myself. So I've given myself the challenge of doing a whole bunch of, staying in the comedy space, but I've given myself a challenge of creating comedy without without magic and trying to make so right now I'm writing a romantic comedy, which is sort of a romantic comedy mixed with a thriller, kind of doing that, except there's no dead body. There's just I've told you about this because I've already talked to you about editing it. But it's who cheated, not who murdered, but who cheated.
Yeah.
And I'm playing with that, and I'm trying to find the magic in the love stories and the magic in the world and the magic in our world rather than inserting magic. And that's kind of the challenge I've given myself right now. And I'm really enjoying that challenge. So I think it'll be, to go back to fantasy, I would have to come up with a new challenge because it's really not easy, but it's really obvious how to add magic to a world where there's magic. But adding magic and that feeling of magic to a story that is mundane. My goal for this evening, because it's night here, is to finish a scene I've been working on for over a week, and I just need to like get it done. I wrote sort of draft 0 when I was on my writing retreat, and I'm like trying to take that draft 0 and make it a first draft, but I'm just stuck on this scene. It's just killing me. What are you working on tonight?
This morning for me.
This morning.
I'm working on my Twitter for Writers book, or X for Writers, or whatever it's going to be called. It's going to be out in just a few weeks, and I'm putting the finishing touches to it. It's basically written, but I'm kind of fiddling with it, moving things around a little bit, sorting out the copyright page and things like that, and brainstorming titles and stuff with Andy. Actually, he has been absolutely amazing helping me with kind of that side of it and keywords, which is something that I'm just not very good at, and he is incredibly good at. So yeah, handy guy to know.
Wonderful. Hi, Emmy. Emmy North has just shown up.
Oh. Emmy had, I watched one of her videos earlier this morning, actually, and she's just so ridiculously creative. You know, like, I'm creative writing, I appreciate that, but everything else, I'm completely uncreative. And she just seems to be the most creative person in the world. You know, you get the feeling. That
I need a for instance. I haven't checked out Emmy yet.
You should.
I haven't checked her out yet. I will. But I can't. I have no patience. So give me a little bit of a teaser. What makes Emmy so creative?
So, I'm sorry. That someone was just taking advantage of me being distracted to try to steal my pen. The pen I carefully got so that I actually had it for the stream. Can you imagine? Anyway, right, yeah. So Emmy, so her vlogs are really, really great because she writes, but she also, as she says, she also draws, and she does pottery and all kinds of other creative stuff. And you watch her vlogs, and it just really makes you feel creative and just want to go out and produce something. Now, if I do pottery, which I have done a couple of times, it's never very good. I have a bowl that I made last year, and I use it for ice cream because it's really big, so I can say I'm having a bowl of ice cream. It's very wonky and everything, but I love it. Yeah, I mean, it's lovely to actually watch people who are good at these things as well, as opposed to me, who likes to have a go but like messes up. So yeah.
I appreciate having a go.
Yeah.
So back to your Twitter or X book. When you did your Twitter challenge earlier in this year, it was called Twitter, and now it's called X, and there's all this like stuff around it. How are you navigating that with your book and everything?
Yeah, so I spoke to a load of people kind of on YouTube and other writers I know, and I basically was like, look, what do you think I should do? And the majority of people, I would say 90% of people, were saying we are still going to refer to it as Twitter. Like, X is stupid. Saying that you're Xing someone is really rude. And like, no, it will be Twitter. So what I'm going to do is kind of put a disclaimer at the beginning of the book and say, like, you know, this is why I'm doing this. It will be referred to as Twitter. for this book, but I will be putting, I mean, the thing is X as well, it's just a letter. Like, it's not a proper keyword either to use in the title and things to get people looking for it. You know, so I will have it in there in the title, but the title will be something like, you know, Twitter for writers, making Twitter / X work for you, or something along that. It'd be better than that, but yeah. So X will be there in the title, but not a lot in the actual manuscript. Hey, Courtney.
Hi, Courtney. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight. Maybe I should try streaming at night. Although, like I was saying to Emma, I'm fighting with the internet. So far, so good.
Yeah.
2 of us using the internet. So far, so good. I live in this little. I don't even live in a country town. I live in proper country. My neighbors are cows and sheep, and so internet is sketch at best. But might try it again at night.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, at this X thing. So I used to have a short link on my toolbar on my browser, and I've removed it because it made me so unhappy. This big black X.
It's just like, no, what have I done wrong?
I've taken that link off. So now when I want to go on Twitter, I've got to like Google it because I don't have a shortcut anymore. But it makes me so unhappy. I don't like it at all.
Like Twitter's a really stupid name as well. Let's be honest. Like Twitter, you tweet, but I guess we're just used to it.
I suppose, but like it came around in the time when names were a little bit dumb. Like it wasn't until Facebook and YouTube that it was like just a mashup of 2 words that made sense together. You know, it was like they were all. It's the only one that's kind of survived from that time.
Yeah,
like
I guess
ICQ.
it was 2006 that the first tweet was tweeted, which, you know, in social media terms is, you know, is geriatric.
That's crazy.
You know, and the thing is, like, you know,
I was on Twitter before I was on Facebook.
He can do what he wants, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, it's his company, what he wants. But I'm like, could you have not chosen X? It's stupid.
I think it's supposed to be cross, but it doesn't look like a cross. It looks like X. I don't know. It looks very, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me something out of a like a 1984-esque novel. You know, it looks like it's just like a little too nitpicky for me.
Sure. Oh, have you got tea as well?
I do have I've made a chai tea. And I've got I started to make it in a cup, and I decided I didn't have enough room in the cup, so I've moved to the teapot in this little cozy.
That's a cute cozy.
My Nana made it for me.
Oh. That's so sweet.
She's not with us anymore, but yeah. And this is her cup because I was like, well, I'm gonna drink out of her teapot. I need to use her cup. So
be civilized.
Yeah, very civilized. But it's chai tea, which she would never have drunk, so I stopped at a certain point.
You did your best.
I did. Should we do some writing?
Let's do some writing. It's been
a while since I've done the writing live stream.
Yeah.
Let's do some writing.
Let's get some stuff done.
Do you want to put a timer on, or do you want to just like mute ourselves?
I would always go with the timer, just because otherwise I won't know what the time is. But we don't have to do a timer. You're the boss. No, you are the boss.
I am, I suppose. It is. I am the host. I'm just worried if I do a timer, I might be pushing this whole internet thing.
Don't worry. Then. We will just write for however long you like.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I will mute because otherwise my typing on my very loud keyboard is going to get to people. Cool. All right. So I'll put 20 minutes on the clock. Is 20 minutes a decent enough time, or should I go longer?
20 minutes is absolutely fine. Last night, I was on a stream and we put someone in the chat in charge of how long the timer was going to be, and she was going with like 23 minutes, 24 minutes. It was like, this is crazy. This is anarchy. You can't do that. You can't set a 23-minute timer to write. It's nuts.
Oh, now I want to do it. Now that you told me I can't. My timer, I don't know if anybody else is using just, I think the one that comes with my Windows. And if I go above 20 minutes, it sets a break, and it sets a 5-minute break, but it sets it like automatically. So if I do 25 minutes, it's a 5-minute break.
Sure.
And it's like, why don't I just go 20 minutes and then have a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
Like, that
It's
doesn't
like
make any
you're
sense to
pushing
me.
yourself too far. It's looking after you.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
I'm starting it. Hey, how'd everybody go? That's 20 minutes. Everybody go good?
What did you get up to? How did it go?
I wasn't really counting words. I'm still working on the scene, but I think I might have unpacked it a bit. I've got this little bit in the middle. So one more sprint, and I think I can move on from the scene. It's early enough in the book that I need to kind of like solidify the conflicts that I've already got laid out later, because I've written a zero draft, which is a sort of, it's not about 40,000 words of novel that's not really complete, but has all the sort of main points. So now I'm writing that stuff that kind of ties it all together and makes it a complete story and a novel. But I find those scenes really hard, I think, sometimes, because I don't want to, like, I've got my big plot moments already written, so these are like the little beats in between them. But they've still got to earn their role in the story, but then they can't overshadow the other stuff. And I find that it's like it's basically tension, and I've really struggled with tension. A lot. I don't like to hang out in tension. I like it to just like go bam, and like I like to go problem solved, problem solved, problem solved. So this is the like problem. Oh my goodness. 70 pages. Did you see this? Edited
70%.
7%.
Not 70%. Yeah,
That's
well
still
done.
good. That's still 70%
Oh, it's amazing.
is still a
Well
lot.
done.
Yeah, of a chapter.
Nice.
Wow. How about you? How'd you go, Emma?
I got interrupted by my accountant calling me. So that was what I did for most of the sprint. Thankfully, he called, as we had gone into a sprint and not while we were still talking. So that's what I was dealing with for most of it. Hey, Eva, how are you? And then I remembered that I needed to sort out a form for my youngest son for a Duke of Edinburgh's expedition. You wouldn't know. It's like a outdoorsy kind of thing that they do, and they go away and they walk a lot and navigate and things. And I needed to sort out something for him. So that's what I did. No writing. What can you do? These things happen. Mum life. Mum life.
Yes, they do. Oh, whoa, good job.
Nice.
330. That's really good. That's fantastic, Courtney. Good job. I think I might have got 100 because I'm like trying to figure out how to get through.
Yeah, it's like it's not the same, but I can't write as quickly as a lot of people. I was on Flash Aha, I think it was last weekend, with Martin Lejeune and Richard Holiday. It's their show that they do. And they just write so fast. It was ridiculous. I did everything I could to make them give me some extra time and some planning time and everything. But they would not give in to my pleas. And so we had 2 10-minute bursts to write like a short story based on a prompt. And the amount they wrote was just insane. And I was like, how?
That actually happens to me every time. Every time I get up, like so when I was on my writing retreat, I would get up at 6 a.m. every morning to write. And I thought, I'm going to keep this up and I'm going to write. Like, I don't have to get Vienna up until 7:30. So I'll get up and I'll get ready and I'll do my writing. Without fail, she's woken up every single morning early since I started doing that. Every single morning. Like I couldn't get her out of bed at 7:30 before I went away. Now I'm back and I'm getting up.
Yeah. They are really rude. Martin and Richard are extremely rude. And I was very brave to stick it out.
A complete short story in 10 minutes.
Well,
There used to be
two
a
lots
like
of
a
10 minutes.
group that
It was
used to
20.
do that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was
And
a
I got
group, exactly the
sci-fi.
group I met my husband in. Sorry, I think we have a time delay.
Yeah, that's
Go ahead.
okay. Go on. No, you.
It was they would have a prompt every day, and you were supposed to take 10 minutes and write a short story. And I did the prompt and I did the writing, but I didn't take 10 minutes. I took as long as it took me to write the story.
Sure. Sure. That
We
sounds
got a
like
whole
hell,
conversation going here. I haven't seen these guys. Golly, I'm
You
missing
don't
out.
know Martin and Richard, you lucky thing. What's your life like? It must be amazing. There's no school in the States today. Oh, of course, it's Labor Day, isn't it? It's the weekend. Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, it is. That is right. Yeah. It's my nephew's birthday. And tomorrow's my dad's birthday.
Oh,
I must remember to send them messages.
Yes. You would be a terrible daughter if you forgot. That would not be good.
Well, I mean, my parents forgot my birthday last year, so.
What?
The time difference confuses them, my mom said. And I'm like, yeah, except my birthday is.
It didn't change.
Like, it didn't change just because there's a time difference.
Oh, it's so bad. That's so bad. So, Eva, how do you get? The dog's still asleep, because my dogs, like, the second that they hear me moving, it's like the most amazing thing that has ever happened in their lives, and there is nothing that can stop them from coming to me and telling me everything that has happened since they saw me last, and having to be fed in particular. So how the dog is still asleep is just amazing. And the fact that the little kiddo, who is only tiny, is aware about the not being awake enough to be entertaining. I love that. I think my kids were just very aware that mummy isn't at her best before a certain time, so we may as well all just stay in bed until a sensible hour. I don't do mornings very well. They learnt that quite quickly. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. I'm runner-up with one of my dogs, but he kind of gets in with the excitement of the one who thinks that the world revolves around me.
Annie's taken to deciding that it's breakfast at 4 a.m. So she wakes me up at 4 a.m. Even though there's food in her bowl, she still needs me to go and look at her eating the food in her bowl. It's like, the food in my bowl is stale. You put that there last night. I'm not fooled. And also I need a potty break. So let me outside, because she's taken to being inside at night. But Paul says no. Husband's like, no, cat inside. But it's like, if I don't let her inside, she keeps me up all night asking to be inside, because she meows at the window.
But she's waking you up at 4 o'clock anyway.
Yeah, but not all night, just at 4. So then I go and I put her out, and then she comes back in about an hour and okay, I want back in now. I've gone to the toilet, I've had my run, I want back in.
Yeah. My
very
in-laws
demanding
have
little cat in her old age.
Yeah, my in-laws are completely ruled by their cats during the night, and them needing to go in and out and be fed and various things. You need a cat flap.
We have a cat door in our but when we first moved in, Vienne was 2, and she could get kind of through it. And so I made my landlord seal it, because she would get out onto the patio. And
that's so nuts.
I mean, it wasn't the end of the world, but I'm like, this is not cool. My daughter is going at this cat door, and that's probably not a good idea. So can we seal it up? So he sealed it. So now it doesn't work. It's all sealed.
That's so funny. That's so funny. None of
Yeah.
mine ever tried to go out of the cat flap. I feel they missed opportunities there.
She used to be like always going outside. She always wanted to be outside. And she was always really good. Like when I first moved here, we're in the country, so I'd close the gate and let her play outside. And we got to the point where she would never go past the gate. So I just like never bothered to shut it anymore. I'm like, well, she's doing okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, and she's still pretty
But the
outdoorsy, isn't she? Like when we see her in your videos and things, she's always like on a scooter or climbing something or being awesome.
yeah, usually she also really does like the tablet, so she'll like pull that out and like watch like screen time a lot. 8 going on 16.
Oh, I think like I remember how much I loved TV when I was little, and it wasn't nearly as entertaining as a tablet. Like Saturday morning TV was just brilliant. How could you lie in bed when there was all this
I
glorious
remember that too.
coloured wonders available to you?
Yeah. Oh, I had a moment this morning. So we dropped her off at school, and she's been wanting her hair in a ponytail. It's not that long ago that I couldn't get her to put her hair in a ponytail at all. But I put her hair in a ponytail this morning, like a little like half ponytail. And she got out at school, and she's fixing her skirt and she's fixing her hair as she goes into, she's making sure her hair is like all like the way she wants it as she's walking through the gate. I'm like, oh, when did this happen?
Oh. Oh.
Oh, somebody else has the screen time problem, not the iPad. An old iPhone. Yes, kids YouTube. Vienne is all about kids YouTube, and I took grown-up YouTube off her tablet, so she can't watch it without me. But she does go into it on the TV. Because of course she has her own YouTube channel. This is my second channel. I made one and then she hijacked it. You can go
Yeah.
watch it. It's Joan Vienne. There are some pretty bad videos on there. We made a whole bunch of little sketches with her Barbies.
Yeah, they were not bad videos. They're so cute.
You went and looked? Oh golly. They're
Yeah,
so
I've
embarrassing.
looked at some of them. I'm subscribed.
She might get back to them. Yeah, that Vienne says that yeah, she never watches anything like bad. I just don't want her watching stuff without me knowing about it necessarily.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like there's these like little stories and skits and stuff that are not available on kids' YouTube. I think because they contain advertisements.
Oh, bless him. That's so sweet.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah, I think it was just so much easier when my kids were little because we didn't have like TV channels. We had a television and we had DVDs basically. And so we always like they could watch whatever they wanted, they knew from these DVDs. So you kind of always knew what they were watching, and they weren't watching YouTube and stuff like that until they were a lot older. So there was less kind of worry about making sure that they weren't watching something inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good. It's pretty good. She's pretty good. There's this one kills me, Courtney.
On with flag.
My my son told me he's sad because I don't have a YouTube play button. So
Oh,
everybody go over and subscribe to Courtney's channel. Maybe we can get her a play
exactly.
button so her son's not
Yeah,
sad.
we can't have the sun sad.
But my daughter has decided that because everybody here on my channel knows her, knows who she is, that she's famous. So she's not
Yeah,
all
she is.
concerned about me and my success, but she's famous. She's like, I'm famous. That's what she keeps
Yeah,
telling me.
yeah. She pretty much is.
No, Eva, we don't censor much either. I prefer to know what she's watching and then I talk to her about it rather
Yeah.
than worry about telling her not to watch something. What's this? Wow. Yeah. Yeah. We have a bookstore, and a lot of you know that. And so we kind of deal with censorship a lot, in the
Mhm.
world, and we kind of go, you know what, like it's not about censorship. It's just about knowing what's going on and talking to them about it. So,
Mhm.
um, you're nosy. Vienne really likes Roblox, which is like a kid's version of Minecraft. She's not interested
Yeah.
in Minecraft. She really likes Roblox. So I worry sometimes about her meeting people, because there's like people on there. So I worry about
Yeah.
that sometimes. So that's something that's a little scarier.
Yeah, because some of the people in the chats and things can be really horrible. I don't know about Roblox because none of mine were ever um, involved in that. But
Roblox has a thing where you can, like, like, she wants me to say she's older than she is, but I won't. So she can only talk to people who say they're 8 or younger,
mhm,
or like 6 to 8 or something. She can't go lower than that. And so she
mhm,
wants to say she's 13, but I won't let her. But
mhm.
I mean, anybody could say they're 8, right? So they're still not
Yeah.
100% safe.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think I was ever really censored as a kid, honestly. I think I could pretty much like watch or read what I wanted.
yeah. I couldn't. So my parents were very strange about censorship. I wasn't allowed to watch Degrassi. So for the other fellow Canadians, I wasn't allowed to watch Degrassi. I wasn't allowed to watch Golden Girls. Not that I wanted to, but my parents were very like, I wasn't allowed to watch Golden Girls.
Okay.
And I, and I wasn't allowed to watch Fraggle Rock.
No Fraggle Rock.
Only 3 things I wasn't allowed to watch.
No Fraggle Rock.
Oh, no, because later on then, Ready or Not, which is sort of like a next generation of Degrassi. But yeah, so my mom hated Muppets, and I could get away with Muppet Show if I tuned in. I worked it out. If I tuned in after the opening, 'cause if you heard, "Let the music play," she'd, like, turn that off. But
Mhm.
yeah, but if I waited till after that was done, then almost every time there was a famous actor or somebody that she was interested in, and then she would
Mhm.
watch it, and she would let me watch it because, there's like, Steve Martin or,
Yeah.
somebody like that on it, and she'd be like, "Oh, well, this is somebody that's interesting to me." But I couldn't Fraggle Rock never worked because it was all Muppets, so there was
Sure.
nothing to, like, hook her. So, taught me
Oh.
a lot about YouTube, actually, how to hook people. No interest. What do
Cat
we
TV
got?
sounds very cool. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
I guess
Hmm.
everybody has their things, don't they?
Hmm.
Like, I think The
Yeah.
Simpsons is hilarious, but I can see like if you take it kind of seriously.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, Knots Landing, Dallas and Dynasty. The glamour, the glamour.
I watched Young and the Restless from, like, little, and,
Mhm.
I watched, The Big Chill from when I was little. So that was
Mhm.
an R-rated movie. And, my father, because we had a Betamax and then he had switched to a VHS, so he bought the VHS version of because it's my mom's favorite movie, of The Big Chill,
Mhm.
and then saw that it was R-rated, and he's like, "Joanne can't watch this." Mom's like, she knows the dialogue by heart. Like, ship has sailed, Fred. Like, you can't
Yeah.
tell her not to watch this movie, she'll
Right.
recite it to you. So, but, well, yeah, so I could watch, like, X-rated or R-rated movies, not X-rated, R-rated movies, but not Fraggle Rock. It's a very strange childhood I had.
Well, we were talking in a stream the other day. I don't even know how it came up, but about movies, this kind of thing. And I was remembering that I would watch these movies and they'd be on television, but they just cut out the scenes that were deemed inappropriate if the movie was shown before the watershed. So, like Saturday Night Fever, for example, I watched that film and then I watched it as an adult with all the dodgy stuff in it, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Now the story makes sense, and also, yeah.
I had a similar like I loved The Princess Bride as a kid, but I only ever saw it on TV. I never saw it. And there's 2 swear words in The Princess Bride, which I didn't know were there. And I actually think that especially the kind of if you haven't seen it, spoilers, when Inigo stabs the 6-fingered man in my version, I want my father back. And it was done, right?
Sure.
But in the real version, he calls him a name, and it like I remember, like, it still bothers me because I feel like it was stronger without that. The other one was the other one was the grandson, and it was shocking when I first heard it because it comes out of the kid's mouth, and I'm like, whoa, that's weird. But my father actually watched, I think it was Duel, which is a lesser known Stephen King adaptation to film. And he loved it. So he watched it on TV and he loved it and thought it was fantastic. But there was like no dialogue at all in the film, like maybe like 2 lines in the like 2 hours. He's like, it's amazing. There's no dialogue in this film. And he like went out and bought the VHS, and there is a lot of dialogue, but it is all swearing. It is like almost like 2 hours of swearing, but they had just like cut the whole dialogue when they played it on TV and just like played some music. He was quite because my father doesn't watch things with swearing in it, so he was quite shocked. But yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, very, very strange way to like just put them on later, or just I don't know. I mean, especially if you see cinema as art, then you just
I don't.
Bye, Eva. See you soon.
I'm putting these out of order. I don't know if they make sense to everybody.
You're just crazy. I love it.
I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah, it's difficult to know. Like, do you start with the new ones so that you're kind of up to date with what's going on in the conversation, or do you go right back? Yeah, it's tricky.
It is tricky.
Yeah, the language is very questionable.
Yeah. A lot of those 80s Stephen King ones and early 90s Stephen King ones, they felt like they had, I think they were trying to get the R rating. I feel like sometimes they're trying to get the R rating. I feel like that in it's a movie that was kind of a big deal in my like parents' circle when in the 90s was American President. Ever seen that one? Michael Douglas.
I know of it. I don't think I've ever, maybe I don't know. I can't remember it.
It was the first time that you had a romantic comedy with 2 more mature people, like, like they were older, and I think that was kind of a big deal to a lot of the generation at that time. Anyway, there are 3 times that the characters swear, and all 3 times they bang something. And I think that's really funny. Like they say the F word 3 times, and every single time, like the first time is Michael J. Fox and he throws a can of Diet Coke. The second time is Michael Douglas and he slams down a pool cue, and the third time is Annette Bening and she slams a drawer. And it's like like the director was like, I want this swear word in here, but I also want to like basically dub it out.
Yeah.
So I'm dubbing it out with it.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Oh, Courtney's seen it. Yeah. every once in a while I get a hankering to watch it because there's some really great lines.
I just love
Some
Michael J.
fantastic
Fox.
dialogue. He got Spin City off the back of that movie, I think.
Oh, I loved Spin
Oh.
City. That was lovely.
Yeah. Mm. I mean, it was really hard because his Parkinson's was really, really happening then, and the crew, like, there's a lot, especially later, you can see, like, he's got his hands in his pockets a lot because he was trying so hard to keep from shaking.
Oh.
I saw a recent documentary where it's called Still, which I thought was clever. And it's all about his Parkinson's and his journey.
Yeah.
And it's confronting because, I mean, he does not hold still, and he lets you right in, and there's a couple of times that he falls. And it's quite drastic.
Yeah.
But it's also really powerful and really lovely. I mean, he's such a lovely, lovely man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, we've devolved into. I do love movies and that sort of thing.
Movies are great.
I think it depends on certain things.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure, and I think it depends on different times. Like in the 90s and 80s, I think it might have been different because obviously in the what was it, the 70s when they started the rating system, late 70s, to deal with the Hays Code. So if you go back to like before the Hays Code, if I'm saying that word right, you know, the movies were actually quite good. They're quite shocking. And then that came in and brought all that, you know, like everything got kind of more limited. And then they brought in the rating system because of oh my goodness, I'm totally blanking. Did Psycho, Vertigo,
Hitchcock.
Yeah, Hitchcock, thank you. So Hitchcock subverted the code with his movies. He would have things like he'd have the characters kiss, but they couldn't kiss for very long, so then he'd have them just like really near each other and like look at each other, and it would be like, you know, and he like when he did Psycho. So Psycho is actually the movie that made the ratings come through because he did a lot of fast cutting, and you never actually see the knife hit the skin, but because he did so much fast cutting, it feels like you do because your brain fills in the gaps, and he understood that. And they're like, this is like this, like it got through because it didn't break the rules, but then they were like, okay, well, if people are gonna get around this, so then they came up with a coding system. Yes, Michael J. Fox is a treasure, absolutely. He's also Canadian.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, from BC, Hollywood North.
Yeah, I thought he was American. There you go. Learning new things every day.
Canadians like to take credit for everyone that's Canadian. So it's like, I tell you that he's Canadian and somehow I'm cooler. It's like this weird thing Canadians do. It's like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds, Canadian.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that makes me cooler. Because I'm also Canadian. It's like we take credit for everybody that possibly was born on the same
cooler by
soil.
association.
Yeah. Should we do some more writing?
Yes, let's get some writing done. And I need to get some food, actually. I'm starving. I will get some food and do some writing.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start another session. You two that in Ohio. Okay, so it's not just us. It's funny because in Australia, it's like if somebody's Australian, it's like they, like, try and disassociate them. So it's like, they're not really Australian. They were only born here. They're not really Australian.
Yeah,
They're, like,
not
actually from New Zealand because their, like, 3rd grandmother, once removed or something, is from New Zealand, so they're actually like, it's like they try and make it
distant.
not
Yeah,
Australian. I think that with the exception of Hugh Jackman, I think Australians definitely wanna keep him.
fair enough. That's understandable.
Mm. Alright, I'm starting the timer, I'm gonna stop talking.
Okie
I'm gonna mute
dokes.
myself.
Chat in a bit.
That went by so fast.
I had no idea when it was going to end, honestly. I was just like, whatever. I need to look at the time before you start the sprints.
What'd you get to eat?
I got beans on toast, and it was delicious. And I got coffee as well in my Matilda mug.
My tea's cold.
You? Oh, what did you get done?
Oh, did you see what Emma wrote?
Nice. Yeah,
That's
I want to know more about that experiment. Have you done the one where you cut up grapes and you put them in the microwave? That's really fun. If you got 5 minutes and a microwave and grapes.
No, I haven't tried that one.
It's good.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And messy.
Nah, well, I never had to clean it up, so it was fine. The deal used to be like if they found an experiment that they wanted to try out in the kitchen, it was fine as long as they cleaned up.
Oh. What do we gotta say here? Fantastic. Oh, I've still got the shush sign up. You don't have to shush anymore.
Yeah, everybody can be as loud as they like. Loud as they like.
Yeah, we're being very noisy for people saying shush. I still haven't finished the scene.
That's okay. You will in the next one.
I don't know what's going on.
Don't worry. Don't worry. But Courtney got 309 words. That's
interesting
awesome.
things are happening. There are. I think I'm channeling. I think I'm channeling Nana a little bit with my teapot cozy. My character's Nana's popped into this story.
You're writing.
And a story actually that actually happened to her. So a true story has become part of my character's Nana's backstory has come for true story from the Nana that made me this tea's cozy. So
oh, that's nice. Like that.
Little immortality there. Did you get any writing done or just toast eating?
I was just toast eating. I was chatting to my kids. I was making coffee, and then I barely made it back in time. This has not been a good live for actual writing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's so
Courtney's
cool.
doing
So
well.
Yeah, Courtney's nearly halfway through. That's awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Wow. That is a cool. Yeah. I like teapots. I almost always make my tea in a mug, but I like teapots. So this is my only teapot because I refuse to buy more teapots. So it's actually quite simple. It's actually a quite boring little teapot inside.
It does the job.
My Nana gave me the teapot just so she could make me the tea cozy. She felt like I should have a tea cozy. So, yeah. So I've never got another teapot. Hey, tomorrow, kiddo. Good to see you.
I do not know tomorrow, kiddo. It is nice to meet you.
This is actually amazing. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. This is really, really great. Usually just me and Gusty, actually, who probably couldn't make it this early because she'd be at work.
Oh.
She's in the United States, Midwest,
Sure.
I think.
Yeah, so that's 6 hours behind me. So yeah, that's like 7 a.m. now. Like,
she'd be on her way to work.
7, honestly.
Yeah. I usually sprint in the middle of my day because I'm trying to go for nighttime in the US, but of course that was the middle of the night for you. So, but yeah. What time zone are you in tomorrow, kiddo? I don't even know that. But you leave me amazing comments on my videos, so I appreciate that.
Oh, that's so nice. Comments are always appreciated.
I very much appreciate it. I read every single comment that ever gets left, and I try to leave a useful comment. 7 a.m. there. So is this a good time? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this a lot because it's like prime YouTube watching time in my house. But so far, so good. We haven't had any interruptions. Yes, tomorrow, kiddo. Right. You are also in my time zone. So it is 10 o'clock here. That's why I keep yawning. And yeah, in the Newcastle area. We could like meet in person. That's not creepy. All right. That's not creepy.
No, that would be awesome. I mean, I think that would be terrifying. I've met subscribers before. Like when I've been to conferences and stuff, I've had people come up and go, "Hi, are you Emma Bennet? I watch your channel," and it's so strange. It really is.
Wow, I'm so jealous. That's the dream. That's the dream. I watch a lot of Casey Neistat, and I think he's just a great storyteller. Even though he's not a writer, he's just a really good storyteller. And it's so cool in his videos because he'll get somebody going out like, "Hi, you're Casey. I love your videos," and he had like a taxi driver do it once. It's crazy, and it's in his videos. He's like obviously filming all the time, but right, okay. Cool. Very cool. Tend to find more in the afternoons when I'm working.
Eva is always so supportive, and she's putting together. I need to look into it because I'm afraid I haven't had time to yet. But basically, it's like a list of independent authors and their works. And she very kindly left a link to it in one of my streams, and I really need to properly check it out.
Cool.
And add all my
stuff. Cool. Wow. You're busy woman, Eva. Look, drop in the comments. Drop in the comments a time. If you can't convert it to Sydney time, that's okay. But tell me where you are. Don't assume I know where you are. So say, like, this would be the ideal time, and I'll take a consensus because I haven't found a good time to live sprint.
Right.
And I will try. I'm gonna and I'll try and do that because I haven't found a good time at all. So
yeah.
And this is the largest group I think I've ever had. I'm sure that's all because of you. They're all here to say you.
No, because I don't know everybody, you see, so that's not true.
I mean, yeah.
So if we want to do another sprint, we'll need to do it.
We need to do it because you have to go. You have to go.
Yeah. I got a
Right.
date.
All right. Well, let's do another one.
Cool.
All right. Let's do another one. You look deep in work. I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, first time I actually was getting some work done. There we go.
Oh, golly. I didn't. I was just having a chat. I was doing a lot of chat.
Oh, yeah, I'm quite adept now at kind of doing work, pulling myself out to say something in the chat, coming back, messaging somebody on Discord. You know, you manage to get used to breaking it up a bit and being able to go back to the work.
Ooh, cool. So Tomorrow Kid got some good editing done. Good job.
Oh, well done.
Courtney hasn't said specifically, but she says she's productive during live chats. So good. I'm glad. I am too. So during these lives, I haven't done one in a few weeks, but I started them because I wasn't writing, and I'm like, well, I need
Sure.
accountability.
Yeah, they're brilliant for accountability.
Yeah, for sure. It's so easy just to, especially when you're a YouTuber, just to like focus on, like I've got so much editing to do, like video editing, because I've been recording podcasts and that sort of thing, and I need to edit them. So, you probably know what that's like.
I don't like. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a writer who happens to have a YouTube channel. So I don't allow myself to spend hours and hours and hours on editing or filming or anything, because that just takes away from my writing, and my writing is what I do. So, but yeah, Courtney, we're all really, really friendly here. So come and join. Come and join. And I've been enjoying your videos, by the way, Courtney.
Well, you're not too introverted. You've been chatting. Today. This is good. So I have in the chat, we kind of talked about if this was a good time. We kind of decided it was. So I'm going to, after this, I'm going to schedule another one in, look at my spelling there, in September, which is a magical month, also known as September.
It's so annoying not being able to edit in the chat, isn't it? Like often if it's quite a busy chat and there's lots going on and you're kind of, there's lots of like banter and you're kind of tapping away, and then you send it and you're like, no, I made a mistake. I need to edit that. So annoying. Oh, well done, Courtney.
That's it. You're still doing all right. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Yay. Well done, Emmy.
Finish the drawing. Well done, you.
Very, very cool.
I think I can see the end of it. I needed to finish with an argument. So now the argument is well underway.
Awesome.
So I can probably knock that over.
Cool. You think you'll do it?
But we're going to lose you. You've got to go, right?
Yeah, I got to go. I got a date. I'll be late for a very important date.
Oh, it's good to talk to adults. Oh, bless. And I'm fading, so I might pick this up in the morning.
Sure.
It's a little past my bedtime.
No.
So yeah, I'm such a morning person. I'd rather get up and write at 6.
Oh, no
but this
way.
is
I'm
fun.
a complete now.
Thank you everyone for joining, and I will definitely, before I go to bed, I will schedule that live. But thank you for joining me, Emma. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. We'd love to have you back. If you want to come out and hang out again. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody. Ta-ta for
Bye.
now. Keep writing.